And make sure y'all give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if y'all enjoy the content. I will have a donations link in the description box below. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for the current energy. Six of Wands reverse. So this is in regards to a disinformation campaign. Something being done over social media. Someone is actually losing this campaign. So everybody that is following along the bandwagon with a situation that thinks that it's okay to run some type of disinformation campaign against someone, that could be kind of a simulation, but not all the way, of transnational repression. There's something very significant that may be similar to transnational repression that is taking place, but not to those extremes, but could definitely be under a lot of Title 18 USC Section 241 of a lot of 1 to 2 more persons that may be trying to do this to someone in order to troll them, to harass them, to oppress, and to try to intimidate. And this is due to a lot of misinformation that has been spread about this individual. But these individuals could be looking to lose publicly. There could be a situation that may be happening in regards to negative publicity when it comes to a situation involving that. With the Six of Wands reverse. So this is definitely related to a disinformation campaign. And whoever's involved with doing this to this person is actually losing. This may be something that may end up getting on the news. This is enough to draw its attention to the news, to where it's going to be on the news. These individuals will be taking a major loss that has been involved with doing this to this person, or several of people that may be on the news. There's a huge public embarrassment to a lot of people. Looking at the Knight of Swords as I'm saying it. Page of Pentacles reverse. The Emperor reverse. So this is definitely connected to abuse of power and authority. These individuals being relentless at trying to control the situation, but this is going to have them defeated. The Three of Pentacles. The King of Wands reverse. So this is definitely tyrant activity. A bunch of tyrants that are trying to relentlessly collaborate together in order to group up together in order to abuse their position of authority. This could have something to do with creating fake pages. This keeps on coming out through my readings because these individuals are relentless at trying to run some type of disinformation campaign to have somebody attacked. Page of Cups. The Two of Cups reverse. These individuals are also being seen to be talking to these individuals. They're being seen to be talking to children. Temperance reverse. Queen of Pentacles reverse. They're also being seen to be trafficking these individuals and hurting them. The Star reverse. Four of Pentacles. And this is what they're trying to use in order to hold somebody up with a situation that they're originally guilty for. Ten of Swords reverse. And the Justice reverse. Yeah, there's some type of legalities that's going to come back on these individuals and have them defeated publicly. They will definitely receive a lot of negative publicity due to a possible raid coming in shortly with the Knight of Swords. So there's a raid that could be taking place, and I'm also getting that there could be, it's not just a search, there's going to be an arrest that's going to be taking place with the Knight of Swords energy. There's a system right here with the Justice reverse. Individuals inside of a department that are perverted, that are pedophiles, that have been doing things relentlessly in order to try to obstruct somebody's right to their freedom and to obstruct their rights to justice. Therefore, it's going to be an identification of obstruction of justice. And these individuals have been using children for financial gain and using them as a weaponization in order to avoid these individuals being trapped with the shit that they keep on projecting on the innocent person, while having others secretly employed with them in order for these individuals to get some type of recognition or some type of success when it comes to that. But that right there with the Six of Wands reverse is going to bring a lot of despair and a lot of negative publicity to these individuals. And yes, they will be getting in trouble. These are perverted pedophiles that are in the system right here with the justice reverse that are indeed getting in trouble, and they're being seen to be talking to children. Four wands reverse. This could be being done within multiple individuals with the four wands reverse. And these individuals are relentless at trying to attack an innocent person while they're doing this. Some of you at this time could be feeling held up with a situation. You could be you could actually be feeling this energetically, that these individuals are trying to hold you back, because they are. Because they are. Because of what keeps on fucking being practiced when it comes to these type of procedures that's not lawful. Let's go ahead and read and use these papers, these powerful papers right here that combine all of this. This is a violation of your federal constitutional rights. Equal protection, your 4th Amendment, your 14th Amendment. And locals must follow and uphold these defined by the Supreme Court. Supremacy Clause. The U.S. Constitution establishes federal law, including Supreme Court interpretations, as a supreme law of the land, meaning it overrides state laws or local practices that conflict with it. That's what this is right here. These individuals will be stopped with the 5 of Wands reverse. I'm not even going to continuously read on this, y'all, but it keeps on coming out through my cards. Because of how repetitive these individuals are at doing the same fucking practice at trying to hold up an innocent person. This is drawing a lot of negative publicity and a lot of negative attention towards them. I'm also hearing something to do with the Secret Service or investigating these individuals for financial misconduct and financial fraud and running a business in somebody's name. And these are the motherfuckers that are connected to it. This has also attracted the attention of the IRS too. IRSCI. Clarify that. Has this attracted the IRS to these people? Yes. Simply due to the Secret Service having to be alerted by financial misconduct and financial fraud with the Moon card. They also knew something wasn't right about a situation too when it comes to something that may have been done, and it could have had you look and appear to be doing something that you're not doing. And there was something that didn't set right with them as to say, this cannot be you. Clarify the Moon. 5 of Swords. Okay, so this is connected to underhanded, dodgy business deals as someone that thinks that they're going to hide with someone's identity in order to try to sabotage them. This is uncovering a lot of covert, secretive, malicious intent in order to have somebody maliciously prosecuted with these type of underhanded, dodgy business deals and activities. Something that has caught the attention of the Secret Service originally. Clarify that. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so the Secret Service knows that you're a legitimate person when it comes to the way that you make your money. This has been cleared and checked off. You have been verified to be in a clear when it comes to that. You may also have some type of protection up on you when it comes to protecting and concealing your identity. They have discovered that there is indeed a double of you for some of you out there. And there's multiple individuals that are connected with this double of you that are helping this individual, but they're all working together with a collaboration with the 3 of Pentacles in order to bring you harsh penalties and harsh judgments upon you to have you forcefully misjudged when it comes to legalities with the Justice reverse. Clarify that. Exactly. I just got through saying that to have you unfairly blamed, to have you falsely accused, for you to take the blame. Judgment reverse. Cancer, Scorpio energy. for you to take the blame for something that you're not doing. They're being flagged for this. There's flags. They're being flagged. This system is being flagged for doing this to somebody. Just give me the vibes of a flag. I don't know if y'all know what something about criminal flagging means. Y'all can go do y'all research. It's all about being flagged. This is being flagged due to a lot of criminal misconduct, judicial misconduct. This is why they're being flagged. Two of Pentacles reverse. Didn't I tell you there's a double of somebody? And that right there could also be connected to wire fraud. There's a wire transporting currency through it, which is an indication of a wire, and you got money connected to that wire. So there is, in fact, a double. You're not going to take unfair blame, and you're not going to be judged or critically prosecuted because of something being done to you when it comes to these underhanded, dodgy business deals that keep on being done. And they're trying to create illusions to pervert who you are as a person in order to try to distort everybody's viewpoint upon you when it comes to who you originally are that don't fit a description of what's being done. And actually exposing them covertly. Clarify that. The Hermit reverse. Okay, so this is definitely a lot of investigative fraud. The Hermit reverse give me the vibes of investigative fraud. This could be being done a relentless amount of times in order to conduct false investigations upon you. This is another reason why it's being flagged. This is all connected to false reports. People that are supposedly reporting you are involved with this, that knows what's going on, that's taking part in this being ran. The main reason why this is being done in order to accumulate currency off of it, while having you victimized and scapegoated all at the same time. So they could continuously sit there and hide as if they're the ones that are innocent, but yet are the ones that are sitting there abusing their position of authority and power in order to conduct these illegal operations of false investigations. So there's investigative fraud that is being seen here too. It's another reason why it's being flagged. Clarify another reason why it's being flagged. 10 of Wands reverse, because there's nothing on you in order to carry out an injustice, to keep on trying to uphold something upon you. And these individuals are being seen to be forcefully trying to control your freedom with the shit that they're doing to you. That is beginning to get more and more and more out of control because they think that they got the upper hand with a situation. But this right here is an illusion. They're actually exposing their hands. Why you think this is being flagged? If this wasn't exposed, but the thing of it is, the illusion is if it's not exposed, nothing's happening. It's covert exposure. Why would this be flagged if they was able to cover their hand with this type of activity? Checkmate. The Ace of Cups. And this is some fresh, emotionally appealing information for these individuals to actually know that something's going to be made right. This is the card of good energy, representing new beginnings because of a new perspective at what is taking place. Why something keeps on being held up. These individuals have done an incredible job at drawing a lot of attention upon them in order to accumulate over time enough evidence to conduct proper searches upon these individuals because of enough probable cause being validated in order for a search to actually be conducted upon them because it is being done to you. Nine of Wands. You being seen through the situation as a wounded warrior, having to stand your ground repetitively. This is something else that these individuals are enlightened to. They're also enlightened to the fact that these individuals are trying to relentlessly sacrifice you over and over and over and over. This is connected to scapegoating. These individuals are revealing themselves as not of the law. They're actually illegal. Something about a lot of things being done on the illegal level that's intense felonies with the Five of Swords and the Moon. This is on an aggravated level of multiple felony counts, what is being done to you. And there's a lot of hardcore evidence to prove that through the last 7 months or 7 days or hell, the last 7 hours. This is definitely connected and related to finances with the Pentacles. That's finances. Tower reverse, Scorpio energy. So this is uncovering a lot of things to do with these individuals trying to avoid exposure by, once again, relentlessly trying to have you falsely accused by running some type of illegitimate activities in order to try to uphold some type of injustice upon you whenever this should not be held. But the main reason why this is being done, because they don't want to be held accountable for the stuff that they're doing, but continuously are practicing these practices in order for it to draw attention to it. These people are stupid. They also have evidence that they don't want this to come out publicly. They don't want you to get justice. So this is abuse of due process. Hold on, let me go ahead and read this real quick out of the U.S. Supreme Court rulings. Federal constitutional rights. Your right to free speech, due process. They're being seen to be violating federal constitutional rights under Supreme Court rulings. And local courts must uphold these as identified by the Supreme Court. They're being seen to be withholding exposure of who is really behind doing this to you. And it's actually identifying and revealing who is connected to this that's having this done to you. And it's these individuals. King of Pentacles. There's a lot of bullying going on, a lot of forceful energy that's taking place. I'm going to tell you right now, with these individuals refusing to change the situation and keeps trying to hold you up, is exposing a lot of unethical activity, a lot of criminal activity that possibly has two powerful institutions that's on to these individuals that will be holding them accountable publicly. Especially if these individuals have the IRS drawn towards them, investigating them for financial misconduct. This is connected to trafficking, and running things that are illegal in order to accumulate currency. And something about dirty money too. Dirty money that's being laundered, that would be an indication of money laundering. Launder this money in a cycle. They could look for something to be shut down. Something's going to get shut down. Hierophant reverse. Something's going to get shut down. Give me a closing message. Something is definitely going to be shut down. Closing message. The Six of Swords reverse. Knight of Wands. Five of Cups, the Moon reverse. The Eight of Swords reverse. Ten of Wands, King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Wands, the Four of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, you will be released from a situation. You will be released. If you have any charges on you, that will be dropped. And there's something else that's being dropped off of you too. If you have any type of protective order or restraining order on you, that will be forcefully dropped. You being seen and judged as innocent. Don't you know this could be a Supreme Court judge? Supreme Court judge is finding somebody innocent. That's why this cycle's closing. Sun reverse and the Three of Wands reverse. This is being done to an innocent person that is being illegally bothered with the Six of Swords reverse, not being able to move on. And there's a Supreme Court judge here with the what it looks like a higher up judge with the Judgment card that is finding someone innocent of all accusations. Therefore, is going to have this forcefully released out of this individual's pathway, whether they like it or not. Someone's protected. Someone's protected. It's right here on my cards. Someone's protected. Someone was judged and evaluated to be innocent. And what this judge says is going to go. They don't give a damn who is happy, who is miserable. You're going to let this person go. If you don't let them go, you are being subjected to an arrest warrant off of your arrest. That's how this judge is right here. You're not going to touch them. You're not going to arrest them. You're not going to keep holding them back. You are done. You are done. This person is innocent, and this cycle is closing. Now, so this is the closing message. You will be released from whatever is trying to hold you back. You remember how we seen earlier the Four of Pentacles? Look at both of these cards in reverse. That's a clear indication of freedom. You being released. This is released. You have to be released. You have to be released. This cycle is closing. Some of you could be Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Leo that could be going through this. Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo. Don't have to be one of these signs. There's something that's under judgment that these individuals not wanting to leave an innocent person alone, and this has been evaluated. This has definitely been evaluated, and they have plenty of burden of proof on your innocence to prove that you will indeed be let go of. They're not putting you in jail. They're not putting you in prison, and they're not going to hold you back and keep you held up. This judge got news for these individuals, bro. Clarify judgment. That's help right there. Some of you are being helped from a judge. A judge is ordering down protection to what it looks like with the Six of Pentacles energy. Ordering down protection upon somebody. To make sure that you're okay. Clarify the Moon reverse. There's an illegal binding contract that has came out too. That was under evaluation. Look at that. The Two of Cups. Something's going to come out about how somebody has been communicating with a water sign. Somebody may have been trying to do something with a Cancer. Or there's two people, some illusion is coming out about a conversation and you're not behind these conversations. There's somebody that's being revealed to make sure that conversations are being manipulated in a specific type of way to keep you in this cycle of the Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Clarify the world. Okay, so this cycle is closing due to a lot of extortionists trying to keep something on going and on going. Remember how we seen this earlier? In reverse, now it's in the upright because someone's being found innocent. And this cycle of extortion, corruption is ending when it comes to a specific situation. They have to let you go. Clarify Eight of Swords reverse. Okay, so this can have something to do with your employment too. You're also being freed at your employment. These individuals will not be allowed to be around you at your place of employment. There's a bind on this, what it looks like with the Five of Pentacles reverse. They are not allowed anywhere else around you. At best, leave you alone. They're not allowed around your place of employment, and they're not allowed to put their hands on you or to do anything in order to follow you or do anything to intimidate, to threaten, or oppress you anymore. This is for a specific person. Now, this could be plenty of people, though, that may be going through a situation. Like, you could be seen as, let's see, a group of journalists or a group of community activists that may be standing up and calling certain things out. Some of you could be perceived as a whistleblower, but with this situation, you deserve protection for that. I mean, this right here protects you from any retaliation. There's a reason for free speech. That's federal constitutional rights. So therefore, it gives federal law the authority to provide you with protection and to make sure that these individuals don't retaliate on you. They don't cause you any further harm or any further pain when it comes to trying to psychologically torture you or to cause any problems with your place of employment or cause trouble with your place of travels. Because these individuals have to understand when it comes to the land of the free, many people may not know the true meaning beyond that. It means that even though you may be located within the city limits or county or parish's jurisdiction or the state's jurisdiction, you have to keep in mind that that state is also the United States of America if you're located in the U.S. That means that land is federal. Why you think these rulings bind all these type of activities that conflict with it, that are not in alignment with these rulings here? Confirmation. Some of you may have been in front of a federal judge already, and you could have been helped out. You could have had like a paper delivered to you in the mail from the DOJ. So that would be an indication of federal law. So that right there would be a higher up court. So you could have received a letter in the mail, and you could have already went before a federal judge and they could have ruled in your favor. I'm going to tell you why. Because of this right here. So some of you was already in front of a federal judge, what it looks like, with a judgment and the Six of Pentacles. Federal judge ruled something in your favor. You could be a veteran that could have been going through this too. Let's give me the vibes of the Army Star. Yeah, you could have been a veteran that could have been going through this, or someone that could be seen to be helping out a few vets. You seen to be helping out the poor. I'm also getting this judge knows that you come from a poor background with the Six of Pentacles, and this judge does not look down on you one bit. You could have come from a very hard place of hardship, poverty. You're going to be released out of that. And these individuals that have been doing this to you have nice homes, have properties, have a lot of nice assets, a lot of expensive assets that is now under scrutiny that is being looked into because of what has been being done to you for a long time. They're concerned. I'm going to tell you right now, that's where the concerns are, how they're making their currency. It's also being revealed in these times about blackballed energy, to where it's hard for you to get a job. That's all coming out, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, these Supreme Courts, the rulings under that, I'm pretty sure there's something under that that binds these type of practices also. You have the right to place for employment. That right there would be equal protection. Well, I don't really consider that to be mainly equal protection, but I'm pretty sure that there's a ruling that prohibits this type of activity and binds that also. You have a right to not be financially exploited. You have the right to not go through workplace exploitation. I'm pretty sure they have a ruling on that. And your place of employment, especially if you're self-employed. I'm kind of getting that with that Nine of Pentacles energy. If you are self-employed, that's not within these individuals' jurisdiction to do anything to you. With the Five of Pentacles reverse, they have no jurisdiction to do anything to you when it comes to that. So them being seen to be doing something outside their jurisdiction when it comes to where you're employed at is being seen to be tampering with federal property. It's funny how I say that word. I mean, money is federal, ain't it? Currency, it don't matter what it is. Let's say if some of you out there are a social media influencer and you're very popular at what you do. Some of you could be an artist. You could be someone that may go on a lot of fishing trips and you may record and you may upload videos and you may earn currency from it. But that right there is being seen as legitimate currency. And if some of you are making currency online, that right there would be cyber. That would be through cyber. But I'm getting something very significant about how this is outside of these individuals' jurisdiction and what they're being seen to be trying to obstruct when it comes to your place of employment. That's another thing that's under judgment. So it's like you could be helped with multiple things that these individuals try to get in the way of. Somebody was already helped out. Could have been a veteran that could have been going through that, and it could have been helped out. Somebody already received assistance when it comes to that. Therefore, you was already set on your way. You could have moved. You could have relocated. Okay, so this is not going to be for everybody. So somebody has already had this granted to them to where a judgment went in their favor and overpowered all of this right here and let this individual free, set this individual free and on their way. And they could have moved at a long distance. But for some of you, this could be a situation that may be on the verge of processing and completing with the world to where this extortionist and whoever is threatening your freedom continuously will be completely exited out of that. They will no longer be allowed around your place of employment or anywhere around you, period. And if they so much catch these individuals doing that to you, it ain't going to be good. Clarify the Four of Pentacles reverse. Look at that, the High Priestess reverse. You're also being released from a witch. A lot of corrupt, unethical practices when it comes to witchcraft being done to you. There was a witch that was abusing their authority. You're also being released from secret society practices too. It's another thing under judgment. That ain't no fucking You being released from secret society practices that was being done to you. And this person that was involved in trying to hold you back is losing their privileges and also being expelled and kicked out of there with the Four of Pentacles reverse. They got news for these individuals, I'm telling you. Why am I getting this individuals being set free from secret society practices? Page of Pentacles reverse. Because this is not the proper job to start with the Page of Pentacles reverse. This is a corrupt individual that is being seen to be doing things the exact opposite of what's supposed to be done and carrying out activities that don't align with what's supposed to be done. Therefore, will be kicked out of there and expelled, possibly held accountable and arrested for it and exposed all over the news. Good. Ten of Pentacles. And therefore, it's going to bring a lot of balance back to a setting the way it should be. They don't care who these individuals are. This judge ain't afraid of them. They better be afraid of this judge. They better be afraid of these orders being passed down up on them when it comes to you being set free. Because they're not about to keep fucking with you like that. Excuse my language. The inner card reverse. Scorpio energy. So this is a situation I didn't want to change. And what didn't want to change was things that wasn't valid with the Page of Pentacles reverse. Some of you was indeed having dark arts being practiced on you while you out there trying to live your life. These individuals that were supposed to be sworn in to protect was sitting there practicing the dark arts on you. Practicing sacrificial rituals on you. And that's exposed. That's coming to an end. That's coming to an end. They ain't hiding nothing. They ain't hiding nothing. Hierophant. Look at that. Hierophant card. That's this individual right here. That's this judge right here. That's a higher up judge coming through as divine intervention. You're going to be forced out of this person's energy, whether you like it or not, punk. You're going to be forced out their energy. There's a raid that could be taking place too. You and your little buddies and whoever else has been joined with this, you're out of there. You're out of there. You're also not allowed back to this type setting either. What it looks like, they will be removed from society and not ever allowed back in that area. They better not ever catch them back in that area again. Three of Pentacles reverse. And yes, a judge can indeed order that. They better not ever catch them back around that location again. And you may agree to stay. Or some of you may move. Clarify the Three of Pentacles reverse, the Two of Swords reverse. So these practices are being seen for what they are. Fuck out of here with your evil eye. Get out of here. Get out! I feel one of these bastards in here trying to give me the evil eye, trying to sit there, trying to monitor like a demonic type of monitoring energy. I bind and rebuke you powerless in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Leave! You're not welcome. Leave! What's the cards of advice for this person? Knight of Cups. Somebody's being released from secret society torture. These laws bind that punk. You ain't gonna be sitting there doing this fucking bullshit to these people. No, you're not. No, you're not. This is gonna be known nationwide too. Since this is in federal law jurisdiction, this will be named. This will be possibly exposed nationwide, and this will be prohibited. Cards of advice, keep telling the truth. The Star. The Wheel of Fortune reverse, the Moon reverse. Seven of Wands reverse, High Priestess reverse. Queen of Wands, Justice, the World. Five of Swords reverse, King of Cups. Two of Swords, the Four of Cups reverse. King of Swords reverse. Nine of Wands reverse, and the Magician reverse. Keep on speaking your truth. Keep on speaking your truth. Keep on speaking your truth that somebody's trying to manipulate you with secret society rituals. With the magician reverse that don't want to leave you alone. That keeps on trying to have this fixated energy on this as if this is going to bring them great fortune by destroying your destiny. With the Wheel of Fortune reverse, this needs to be exposed. Bring a lot of publicity to it. Bring nothing but publicity to it and expose it. At how these individuals are engaging in this harassment. Because that's what it is. You have people protecting you possibly. Let me go ahead and verify that. Does this person have protection while exposing this? That would be whistleblower energy. You deserve to have protection on you because of that. Does this person have protection on them when it comes to that? To make sure that these members or whoever else this is don't retaliate or try to harm you in any way. Some of you can also possibly have federal law officials by your side as like bodyguards to make sure that you're protected, or Secret Service agents that's protecting you. Is this person protected from any type of retaliation or harm when it comes to them speaking out about what has been done to them? Five of Swords reverse, Queen of Pentacles. Two of Swords reverse, the Emperor reverse, the Eight of Wands reverse. The Wheel of Fortune. If you didn't have protection, something's shifting to where you do have protection. King of Pentacles reverse, the Nine of Cups reverse. Three of Pentacles reverse, Page of Swords reverse. The Eight of Pentacles reverse. The King of Wands. The Ace of Wands reverse. The Page of Wands reverse and the Empress reverse. With the Nine of Wands reverse. You possibly do have protection on you because of something being reversed. At first, you may not have had protection on you, but you possibly may have that on you now because of something shifting. There's a shift that took place because they now know that you're a victim of a scam. And you're not the one behind these fake pages that has been manipulating things when it comes to something being done online. You do have protection. And the protection that you have are seeing these individuals relentlessly trying to work against you, to try to intimidate, try to oppress you even now. This is going to lead to their arrest. Watch. That's why you can let your guard down. But you having your guard down, these same individuals that has been doing this to you, these extortioners that's been doing this to you, are relentlessly trying to retaliate and trying to hurt you. We're lying on you with the pages reversed and possibly still engaging and following. This is going to lead to their arrest. Watch. Watch. Five of Swords reverse is all about you being seen to not be the one behind all of this. And it's safe enough for you to let your guard. That's all about being guarded. It's safe enough for you to let your guard down. Because something is definitely shifting. You do possibly have protection on you. Because of this right here. Abuse of power. Everything is being seen for what it is, that it's coming back that you're not behind some type of internet-related activity involving children, too. It's exposing these individuals in power. that think that they're in power, that think that they're an authority figure, but they're actually perverted and disgusting. It's also exposed that you are definitely a victim of a scam. All these conversations right here are coming back to these individuals. And this is being used as a form of a weaponization to try to commit fraud, like it's coercion. A lot of coercion and fraud and extortion. And these individuals will be held accountable for that. Let's go ahead and verify why you may have protection. So why does this person have protection? And I'm telling you right now, if you do have protection, they're being seen to be retaliating or trying to retaliate against you. That's why they could be going their ass to prison. So why would this person have protection on them if something did change and shift? Which it did. The Wheel of Fortune, it's all about things have changed and shifted for that to happen. Because a lot of information coming out that you're not behind what has been being done online. Like I said, somebody using your identity connected to these individuals, and they was able to work together and all to distort people's viewpoint to get in the way of your credibility. But somehow, by the divine powers of the Most High, led them to look into something further and caught a lot of errors. So why would you have protection? Why would this person have protection on them? Queen of Swords reverse. Because there's evidence to prove something here. The inner card reverse. Scorpio energy 6. There's evidence to prove that you keep being bothered. You keep being bothered. Somebody don't want to leave you alone. 6 of Cups reverse. The 3 of Swords. It's kind of a situation in regards to an ex or a situation that don't want to end. And this can have something to do with somebody at a long distance. A few exes or something that this is connected to. The Empress. The Page of Wands, because you keep on speaking out. And there's evidence that to prove that you have been harassed. With the 6 of Swords reverse, you have been harassed. Ace of Pentacles reverse. The Hierophant reverse. Because there's a corrupt institution that keeps on relentlessly trying to hold you back of people of your past of exes. Or ex. The Chariot. There's evidence to prove that you have been harmed every time that you travel in a vehicle. Every time that you travel in a vehicle, you are being harmed. You are being screwed with the 6 of Swords reverse. The 8 of Wands. Some of you could have communicated or uploaded a lot of this activity and exposed what it was. And you could have been speaking up about it. This right here had these individuals get a reality check. Knight of Pentacles reverse. And the Patient Man reverse. This is being exposed as treason. Hierophant reverse is breach of trust. A lot of stricter conformality or something. A lot of control. Trying to control a false narrative about you. While hurting you in the process. This was exposed. These individuals are trying to use an authority figure to try to mimic who you are with this person from your past in order to try to relentlessly hold you back. That's another thing that's being seen. Fucking delusional motherfuckers, bro. That's what they are. This is a criminal institution with the Hierophant reverse. It ain't legit. This ain't legit at all what these individuals are doing. All of these individuals that are connected to this situation are fucking stupid. Stupid. This is also being seen to be violating biblical scripture. Biblical scriptures and information in the Bible. See the cross is reversed? This is heavy breach of trust energy violation. They keep on using different people of this institution in order to fuck with you and to lie on you. They don't want to leave you alone. It keeps on engaging in corrupt, unethical practices when it comes to children. All of this is coming back to this institution right here with the Six of Cups reverse. This is what these individuals keep on trying to do, and they're using these individuals to do it to their advantages, to harm you. And they got evidence on that. And this is something that still don't want to end out and stop, but it will be stopped. And yes, you being seen to be lied on to with the Queen of Swords reverse, a lot of malice energy. This is the underlying energy. This is what is being seen. That Queen of Swords reverse could represent malice, maliciousness. That right there would be connected to attempted malicious prosecution. What these individuals are being seen to be doing, bro, is not in alignment when it comes to what they're supposed to be doing. This right here, bro, is not right with that Hierophant reverse. And there's a lot of strength on these matters to prove that these individuals are not right. So how are these individuals being seen right now? Five of Cups reverse. They're being seen as stupid, insane, highly aggressive, and very rigid. Trying to keep certain things protected with the Four of Pentacles. Way too controlling, way too controlling. That's how they're being seen. They're also being seen to be very annoying. Not wanting to walk away. Okay, so that's a confirmation. They're being seen to not be walking away from you. And highly annoying. Ace of Pentacles reverse. Three of Pentacles reverse. And this is why this is working against them. They're being seen to be having corrupt, unethical practices. They're being seen to be highly corrupt and unethical. Six of Wands. The Four of Wands reverse. Ten of Swords. Knight of Cups reverse are being seen as troublemakers. Look at that. They're corrupt. Justice reverse, corruption. This person has the energy as to say, who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them? And they ain't nobody going to remove them out this position in order to set you free. They're going to continue, like they have this mentality. They're going to continue to work against you. They're going to continue to try to cause you harm and continuously not want to walk away from you. Let me tell you something, bro. These individuals are about to come down hard on these individuals. Watch. 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 What's going to be the outcome for this arrogant piece of shit in this King of Pentacles energy that is in this energy? That is being seen to be aggressively holding somebody back and not wanting to walk away from somebody with several people that they're working with. This is corrupt what these individuals are doing too with the Justice reverse, trying to hold somebody back with a Justice reverse, but they fail to realize they're holding themselves in contempt. They're holding themselves in contempt because of this court ruling, a higher up court ruling that prohibits and binds these practices. What's going to happen to this arrogant coward that's in this energy? Yeah, they're being seen to be holding on something all right. They're being seen to be held in contempt. They're going to hold themselves in contempt, what it looks like. They keep on doing this. Six of Cups reverse. What's going to happen to this person? There's exposure. This person will be exposed. This person will be exposed for possibly bothering a feminine in order to try to bully a feminine to do the same thing. They're not going to be able to walk away. They keep on bothering the Queen of Wands energy to try to get them to do the same thing. They're going to get exposed for that and seen for doing this to this person. Okay, so they may be bothering an authority figure. They're being seen to be bothering an authority figure. They're being seen to be trying to bother an authority figure. Trying to bully a forcefully controlling authority figure due to their trauma and vulnerabilities. Give me a final outcome of this situation, Holy Spirit, for today. They're going to lose publicly what it looks like. Six of Wands reverse again, Hierophant. Something will be made right. Yeah, the Two of Swords reverse. This will be seen for what's going on. This ain't going to be able to work against this energy right here. I'm also kind of getting the energy that they're going to end up giving up on this situation and going to look for another victim. To look for somebody else to pick on because this ain't going to be working with this person. This is too much of a burden. It's impossible to work against this energy right here. You ain't doing this to this person, bro. This person possibly got all kind of protection on them that these individuals are unaware of. And they keep on messing with this person, they go get life. They go get life in a federal penitentiary, watch. Keep messing with this individual right here. Keep on trying to pick on them. Let me tell you something. It says it right here. Equal protection under the 14th Amendment. Our federal constitutional rights and local courts must uphold these as defined by Supreme Court. So that means that these individuals relentlessly trying to hurt. This could be a spiritual healer trying to hurt a spiritual person. Or anybody involved in different beliefs, but they're not violating any laws. Federal constitutional rights protect these people under the 14th Amendment. That means they deserve to be treated equally. You're not going to be doing this to, I don't care if they're a spiritual person or not. The government is there to protect them, and it's ruled out under the Supreme Courts right here. The 14th Amendment of their federal constitutional rights protect them. You can act like they have no rights. They have rights in this country. I don't know who the hell you think you are, bro. We have rights in this country. Do you understand that? These rules bind you to follow them. You're not going to have us looking like a piece of shit to this country. No, you're not. You're not going to project the trash that you really are upon us. You're not. This goes for the spiritual community out there. You are not going to disregard any of this upon this person. You're not. It says it right here. 14th Amendment and equal protection. That means that's ruled out under the Supreme Court. A sustained ruling. You gonna respect that. I advise anybody else that's going through this situation to speak up. Learn your laws, learn your rights. Because the Supreme Court will bind these practices that conflict with it. It overrides state laws and local practices. It says it right here. It says the U.S. Constitution, this is the supremacy clause. The U.S. Constitution establishes federal law, including Supreme Court interpretations, as the supreme law of the land, meaning it overrides state laws or local practices that conflict with it. You know what overrides means? It binds it. It overpowers it. Just like the federal constitutional rights of your 14th Amendment of equal protection. You don't need to be sitting in, well, some of you out there, I mean, you don't need to be sitting in a Supreme Court, a higher court, for this to go in your favor. All you have to do is deliver the information, and they must obey. They better listen and obey, bro. They better listen and obey, because these are sustained rulings. They better listen. And even if there's a local judicial system abusing your rights, this Supreme Court overpowers that and sustains any further proceedings from harming you. You can bind any further proceedings. If they're not doing things by the book, it says it right here. As a supreme law of the land, meaning it overrides state laws or local practices that conflict with it. Why you think it means why Supreme Court rulings apply locally? Why does it say it right here? Yes, you absolutely can and must use Supreme Court rulings and local state courts for defense, especially for issues involving the U.S. Constitution or federal law, as these rulings are the supreme law of the land and binding on all other U.S. courts, including state and local ones. You have the power to bind any further proceedings that has been abusing your federal protected rights. And that's simply why I've objected my presence yesterday and turned in those papers. I had copies of them. I turned in this right here and prove my innocence when it comes to the free speech. Nah, they can sit there and say what they want. I object any further proceedings, and I suppress all evidence of the prosecution. It said that the U.S. Supreme Court rulings that found there was no probable cause for detainment or arrest that took place June 2nd of 2025. Now, being prolonged and held in restraints while unlawfully arrested was illegal. You cannot get a man for disturbing the peace for saying profane language. It states it right here. Under the Cohen versus California, 1971, the court protected a man wearing a jacket, ruling that offensive language alone isn't enough to justify restricted speech. And it says it right here, no vague laws. States can't use general disturbing the peace laws to suppress speech. And it says it right here, when it's likely legal protected speech. General profanity, it means you can use profanity. Insults, you can insult somebody with profanity, as long as you're not provoking a fight. You can tell them, once again, fuck off and leave you alone. I don't give a fuck what the hell you got to say about it, you piece of shit. Leave me alone. You can say that because you're not provoking a fight. You are actually protecting yourself from an attacker. Now, fuck out of here. These individuals have to understand that it says it right here. It says, yes, you absolutely can and must use Supreme Court rulings in local, state courts for defense, especially for issues involving the U.S. Constitution or federal law. These individuals that have been involved in violating my federal protected rights under Title 18 U.S.C. Section 242, deprivation of rights, that was being violated under color of law violations, because that's what that's connected to. This right here represents that. It's under the Supreme Court. That's federal law. That means that these individuals that have been doing that led up to the June 2nd of 2025 incident, that try to accuse me of disturbing the peace, this has all been completely suppressed, and I bind in all further proceedings under the U.S. Supreme. And these individuals trying to ask, did you check in with your attorney? Objection. I bind any further proceedings with these rules that apply locally. Saying a couple profane words because of an attacker following you out of building, that right there, bro, is not disturbing the peace. That is criminal harassment on that guy's behalf. Because I already stated the first time, I wasn't here to hear about this individual. It was trying to talk to me about an ex that I haven't had no contact with, trying to start shit. Prior to me going there several months with no problems. And then out of nowhere, as a guy goes and tries to pull me off to try to question me about an ex. I told him, I said, I'm not here for this individual. I'm here to get my food to go about my way. And he proceeded to kept on talking about her. And I decided to turn the opposite way and walk out the door. And he followed me out the door and threatened my freedom with an arrest. And I took that as a threat to my freedom. I turned around and said, fuck off and leave me alone. And kept on. And that's when I proceeded to stand my ground. I said, you really don't know what this individual tried to do to me. That's whenever they got on the phone with the locals, and I proceeded to get on the phone with the FBI because I knew what was about to take place. And sure enough, exactly what I felt intuitively is exactly how it happened. And what I predicted to take place several days before that. That proved that it was premeditated upon me. And premeditation is automatic obstruction of justice. That right there is a setup. You know what a setup means? It means it's not a legitimate charge. Therefore, it means it's an automatic tampering with a court case. Because where you think a setup is going to take it eventually, when the law is involved, to get you up, called up in a courtroom, huh? Objection. I bind that under U.S. Supreme rulings. You can deal with the trap that you set for yourself, because I bind any further proceedings with U.S. Supreme rulings. Thank you. This right here states plenty of times that there's no violation that was committed. There was no law violated. There was no crime committed. So therefore, it doesn't identify me as a defendant or a plaintiff to a situation. Because there's no such thing as a court case because of the U.S. Constitution and federal constitutional rights that protect free speech right here. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Does that identify me as a defendant or a plaintiff to a case? Objection once again. Suppress all evidence and bind any further proceeding under U.S. Supreme ruling. Thank you. I just had to get that out of my system. Since these individuals are not listening and not respecting my rights and not respecting what I know to be the truth. And this right here is not just what you know. It's in writing. You can research it and you can look it up. There's a reason why it's there. You will not be corrupt to me. You will not abuse your power. You will not sit there and think that you're going to try to corner me with corruption and abuse. You will not illegally extort me or threaten me in any way or attempt to kidnap me. Because that's what you're being seen to be trying to do to me all day, every day, with your bullshit practices that the Supreme rulings conflict with. And you know what this also means, that the activities that you're running, that you've been running for a long time within this organization, proves that you're not the legitimate. This right here overpowers all of that. You have no jurisdiction over me to do anything to me. I suggest you leave. Man out there living his life, minding his business, and he's different than the community because he's a divination reader, and he's evolved to spirituality, and yet this is supposed to be done to him in order to have him subjected to a lot of abuse, obstruction of justice, and to relentlessly hold me back in my freedom. Objection. I bind that under U.S. Supreme ruling. You will not do that to me under my federal constitutional rights, and also supremacy clause. And you will not continuously try to oppress or intimidate me in any way under the Title 18 U.S.C. Section 241. Because oppression and intimidation is in there. Therefore, it's going to better to fit the Supreme rulings. Because it's a federal law. That's in their titles and sections. Do your research. I don't have that on these papers. But it is definitely a title and section of theirs. Title 18 U.S.C. Section 241, that's conspiracy against rights. Title and section. And intimidation and oppression is in that title and section. And my federal constitutional rights is a double defense for me when it comes to free speech. Better leave me alone, bro. I'm going to counter these ulterior motives, and I'm going to destroy this situation with knowledge. This is where the power is, right here. That's the power. This, just like I said in that community post, this is where the power is. Know your stuff. Know your stuff. Because there's ways to destroy this abuse that's going on worldwide. Learn your rights. Learn your laws, bro. Supreme rulers protect you from this type of activity, and they have to obey because it binds them. It binds them. But anyways, what I was saying with this reading. Yeah, they may end up leaving and go and do this to somebody else. That's what I was talking about earlier. They may agree that this is way too difficult. They're not going to be able to carry out anything. And they're going to go the opposite way. Because you're way too powerful. They're realizing that, yeah, you are protected. There's higher people protecting you. Physical protection. The best part about all of this right here, what I just read out on these papers, some of the law, some of the higher ups may not even know about that. And this could be kind of scary to some of these individuals that say, well, I'll be damned, you really do have rights. There's certain things in there that they may not even know about. Remind them of why they're there. Because it's not really their job to know your rights or to actually know what the laws really are. They're there to conduct investigations, to make arrests, to issue citations, etc. They're not really there to know your rights. So let's go ahead and do another reading. This state where I'm at, bro, I can feel the whole fucking energy like that. The whole energy is off. You act like federal law don't exist down here. Bullshit. Yes, it does. Because this is located in the U.S. It's like there's this energy of somebody sitting there looking stupid. What are you sitting there looking like that for to start with? With a dumbass look on their face. This is somebody that has failed to protect me. That's the energy I'm getting. And they feel hella embarrassed and stupid about it. And trying to project all this through other people as if, oh, they don't have the power to protect me. Fuck you and your projections, coward. Fuck you. Fuck you and your projections, politely. Fuck you. I got all the protection I need right here. I don't need nothing from you. This is all the protection I have right here. You ain't fit for the job of protection to start with. You're a piece of shit just like the rest. A waste of U.S. taxpayers' dollars. That's the type of energy I'm getting. But anyways, y'all, this is what I have for the reading. This will not resonate with everybody. But I highly advise people to learn about their rights and learn about the laws. Because that will protect you from harm. Oh, that's what I was going to do a read on. Why am I getting that these individuals may be turning their back and leaving this person alone? and go and look for somebody else. Somebody's trying to project as if these rulings don't apply to them, as these rulings are not powerful, but they are. You will not proceed any further with any harm. This fucked up kidnapping institution that keeps trying to project this upon me, let me tell you something. You're not going to keep bothering me. Let me tell you something, bro. I'll move out of state. Let me tell you, motherfucker, something. I'm going to move out of state. And if any other agency tries to harass me because of a warrant that you try to put out, because of me objecting these proceedings, I'm going to gladly show these papers, and they're going to back off. They're not going to do anything to me because I have the power to bind them also to keep them from doing that to me and expose what you have been doing. You are not going to continue to try to linger in my energy to hold me back. Do you understand me?